Tons of Instagram theme pages have been blowing up recently, and many of them are making thousands every month while building strong brands that can be sold down the line for hundreds of thousands or potentially even millions. I've personally grown my own Instagram theme page and brand, Millionaire Aesthetic, to over 280,000 followers on Instagram. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can do the same, starting with $0. The first thing that you need is a niche and or page identity. Now, the reason that we need this is pretty simple because first of all, if you're trying to grow a business on Instagram, then you're going to want to know who your target kind of customer and audience is. And secondly, if we're trying to grow a following on Instagram, we need to know who we're going to target once again. If you found my YouTube through looking for help with social media, and then you want to subscribe to my channel, but you go on my channel and you see I post different content every week, then you guys probably wouldn't follow my YouTube. However, fortunately for you guys, I do post videos every single week on this channel, helping you guys grow on social media. So if it is something that you are looking for, then be sure to subscribe to this channel. Now that we know what niche we're in, the next thing that we need to go ahead and do is to brand the page. If you think of some of the most successful businesses, what they all do well is they all have a brand that is easily distinguishable. So for example, if your niche for your page or business on Instagram is cooking, then make sure that your name and your logo are branded around cooking. So don't call it something like Tigers, call it something to do with cooking. And then for your logo, once again, have it as something that is easily distinguishable, but at the same time it's to do with cooking. A good example of a way that you can do this is Gymshark. So obviously their brand is around the gym, and then they called it Gymshark, and therefore their logo is to do with a shark. This then makes them easily distinguishable. So when people scroll on social media and they see people wearing Gymshark, then they're going to be more likely to recognize that brand and go and purchase from them. This is going to help tons when it comes to growing the page and brand and also monetizing down the line, but we're going to get into that a little bit more later. Then once we have our niche and our branding, the foundations are set up, and now the next thing that we need is we need to grow. And when it comes to growing on social media, I don't like to overcomplicate it. You don't need to use any specific strategies. I'm going to go over exactly all you need to know over these next steps. So the first thing that we need to cover is Reels. Reels are really helpful if you're trying to grow a page, especially from scratch. They have been doing really well, and ever since TikTok came about, they have taken over the internet. So if you're trying to grow from scratch or just increase your reach, then definitely make sure you're utilizing Reels. The reason it tends to be a bit easier to go viral with Reels is because they're a bit more engaging, and in general, more people are watching short form video content nowadays. However, what I will say is picture posts, and in particular carousels of music on them, have been making a comeback, and you can go viral with them. This is actually the content strategy that I am mainly using for my page, Millionaire Aesthetic, right now, and I've used it to help me grow over 30,000 followers in the last 30 days. So I would look into trying to use both. However, if you do have a little bit more time and also you are starting from scratch, then Reels are probably going to be your best friend. But if you don't have much time, and let's say some of you guys have an hour a day to spend on this, then I would really try carousels because they're a lot easier to make. But you need to make sure that these carousels are higher quality, are somewhat original, and tell some kind of story in some kind of way. I cover this in a little bit more detail in this video that I'll put over here, so make sure you go and check that out after you finish this one. Next, when it comes to growing on social media and going viral, we need to steal like an artist, which means to study, remix, and then transform to make something that is unique. In reality, no page is 100% unique. They probably got some ideas for their page from somebody else, and then put their own unique spin on it, and then somebody else has probably seen that page and then also taken some inspiration from that page to go and make their page. And this just keeps going. So don't be afraid to steal and get content ideas from other pages. See what's working for other pages. This is the cheat code to going viral on social media. But with that being said, don't just copy and paste content, and there's a few reasons we don't really want to do this. And first of all, that's because these social media platforms can pick up if we are reposting content nowadays, so you are not going to go viral. Secondly, it isn't going to look very good on your brand if you are just copy and pasting content. I don't know about you, but I don't know any strong brands where they got big or viral just by using somebody else's content, and it also doesn't allow them to brand their content. It's just not going to work. So I'd highly recommend that you don't do this if you are actually trying to see results with Instagram pages. Next, we then need consistency and volume. And when I say volume, I don't mean volume as in sound, I mean volume as in the amount of posts that we're putting out. You can't expect to go viral in your very first post, or even your first 30 posts for that matter. And therefore, we need to be consistent and actually give the page time. And we also need to put out a decent amount of posts so that we can then learn from these posts. Unfortunately, with these platforms, sometimes things just take time, and Instagram especially value creators who are posting consistently. So make sure that you actually are posting consistently on your page, otherwise you can't expect to see any results. And then lastly, we need to analyze and iterate. And what I mean by this is just look at the posts on our page that we've posted, see which ones are doing well, which ones aren't, and then we need to iterate. So we need to make changes based on that data that we have from analyzing. So if video A was a video that went the most viral out of your first 30 posts, then have a look at that video, see why it did. If you can spot why, maybe it had a certain song on it, maybe the edits were a lot quicker, maybe the topic was something different, then just post more of that kind of content and you're going to see your chance of going viral going up. So just keep posting consistently and then keep making consistent improvements every time, bit by bit, to make your videos better. And in the long term, I can promise you that you are going to go viral and you are going to win if you do adopt this strategy. Once we've done this, the next step is something that every single business needs, and that is to make money. Now, there are a bunch of different ways that we can make money off Instagram once we've grown that audience, such as selling paid promotions, selling products, or even selling services on your page. But today we are going to focus on selling products as we are trying to build a brand for our page. And I've also seen a bunch of pages doing really well recently selling these physical products, and at the same time with the physical products, it makes it into a business that is something that you could likely sell down the line if you wanted to. When it comes to selling physical products, it really depends on your niche and the brand that you've built. Ideally, before you've started growing the page, or while you are growing the page, you would have thought of some ideas to monetize your page, so you can kind of link it all together and start to make content that includes that sort of product. However, if you've grown a page already and you're really struggling on this part, then I would try and get some market research from your audience. And the way that you can do this is through stories. You can post out stories asking them if they would want to see you sell these kind of products, and if you did, would they buy them? Now, with that being said, take these results with a grain of salt, because somebody saying that they're going to buy something and then actually putting their money where their mouth is and buying something is two totally separate things. But some examples of things that I've seen sell well from different pages are things like clothing, phone cases, and then also posters. Now, if this is the route that you want to go down, then I'd highly recommend try and print on demand first to validate the ideas. Print on demand is where someone orders your product, and then once it has been ordered, the product is then going to be produced, meaning that you don't have to risk spending thousands up front on stock that might not even sell. And that is where the sponsor of this video comes in, Gelato. Gelato is a print on demand service where you can choose from hundreds of different products to go ahead and create for your brand. You can use them to create your own branded phone cases, shirts, and clothing, to name a few. Their tools are very easy to use and they're easily integratable with Shopify and many other platforms for that matter. So if we now come over to my laptop, as we can see, I'm on Gelato, and they have a bunch of different products that we could use to go ahead and brand for our Instagram theme page or brand. So you can make a bunch of different things, but for example, for this video, I'm going to go ahead and do some wall art. Now, because I'm doing this for my page, I'm going to go ahead and use aluminium print, as I think this would look pretty cool with my personal logo for my page. I'm going to go ahead and pick this brushed aluminium one, as I think the brushed one looks pretty cool. And then I'm just going to go ahead and customize it to brand it with my page. So I'll show you guys once I'm done with that. So as you can see, using their free designer, I have just uploaded my page logo and I have put it on here. Obviously, this would be a very simple design, but this is a pretty cool looking design that I could then use for my page. So I'm going to go ahead and press add to order. And as you can see, this is something that the product would look like. You can also go ahead on here and use their free mockup studio, which is going to help you get different mockups for your image that will help you then sell it on your website and things like that. And as you can see here, as I did actually use my personal link that you can check out in the description, I'm actually going to get 50% off of my first order. And as you can see, this is all different places that we can integrate Gelato with, and it is simple as just one click. So if I want to go ahead and do this for Shopify, I'd have to download their app on Shopify, and it'd be nice and simple, and I'll be able to get this on my store and start selling pretty much straight away. And a good thing about Gelato is they also have warehouses all over the world, meaning that their shipping times are relatively fast, which is going to be very beneficial for your customers. Go to gelato.com/joe for 50% off your first order today, or you can check out my link in the description. Thanks to Gelato for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now then, if you didn't want to do physical products, the next best option for you is likely going to be digital products. When it comes to digital products, it's a little bit easier, but there's going to be a little bit less longevity, as it is a bit easier, the barrier to entry is lower, therefore it is easier to replicate, which is going to mean that you're likely going to get more competition, especially if you are seeing good success with something. A few examples of proven digital products that have been proven by me or members from my premium Discord server would be ebooks or audiobooks, and 99% of the time for these to be successful, they're likely going to be educational. And then we also have wallpaper packs, resource packs, or mini kind of courses. For the majority of these products, they can be made on apps like Canva or Photoshop, and then you can use websites like Shopify, Beacons, or Gumroad to sell these products, where they'll be sent directly to your customer via email once they have purchased. And that's how you can create a successful theme page in 4 easy steps with no startup costs. If you want to learn a little bit more about scaling social media pages, then be sure to check out my premium Discord that is linked in the description, where I have a full course in there. You get a private community and you also get weekly calls with myself. And be sure to go and check out Gelato in the description, and make sure you use my link so that you get 50% off of your first order. Gelato is very simple and easy to use, making it very beginner friendly for you guys, and their editing tools are also 100% free. And the other thing that is great about Gelato is that their products are extremely high quality. Now, if you're wanting to go ahead and start this business but you don't know what niche to go into, then check out this video on screen here, where I go over 7 of the most viral niches right now. If you did find this video helpful or valuable in any way, then please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Apart from that, I hope you all did enjoy, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.